Hey there everyone, it's Michelle again and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, we are going to be making sweet potato souffle. Now these are all the ingredients and items you're going to need to complete this recipe, so let's get started. You're going to first start off by using some yams or sweet potatoes, some eggs, a can of evaporated milk and some butter, some white sugar and self-rising flour, some dark brown sugar, a package of pecan halves or chopped pecans, some pure vanilla extract, a 9.5 by 11-inch baking pan, some measuring cups, measuring spoons, some rubber spatulas and a potato masher, a can opener, some mixing bowls, and a large stock pot. We're going to first start off by filling our stock pot with water. Now, depending on how large your sweet potatoes are will determine how much water you need to put into the pot. Now we're placing the water and the pot on the stove on medium-high heat, and we are going to scrub our sweet potatoes because we are going to boil these suckers with the skins on. Next, after they're all completely washed, we are setting them into the boiling water, being careful not to burn your fingers, and making sure and arranging them so that they are completely covered with water. Placing the lid on, we are setting our timer for 60 minutes. Now this is a great time for me to tell you about my beauty channel, which is the channel that you're watching here. I am passionate about all things beauty. I love all things beauty. I love makeup, I love hair, I do reviews, I do tutorials. So if you are passionate about beauty as much as I am, then become a subscriber so as not to miss out on any more awesome videos such as this. Okay, so now back to the recipe. We're going to first start off by taking a fork and sticking it into the potato. If it slides in gently, if you slide it in gently and you do not force it in, then your potatoes are done. Next, taking some tongs, we are taking our cooked potatoes out of the boiling water and placing them into a separate container. After we have taken them out of the water, we're placing them in the refrigerator to chill overnight. Next, we are setting the temperature on our oven to 350 degrees. Now we are going to peel the peelings off of our sweet potatoes. Now, can you do this all in the same day without pre-cooking your potatoes at night? Yes, you can. At this point, you would have to wear gloves so as not to burn your fingers because the potatoes are going to be extremely hot. I like to cook mine the night before so they're nice and cold, and they're super easy to peel this way. So this is just how I do it, but you can do it all in the same day. Alright, so now we are taking the peelings off of our sweet potatoes, being careful to preserve as much of the potato as possible. And then placing them in one of our separate mixing bowls and taking the potato masher, we are going to mash our potatoes. Next, we're going to take a cube of butter and place it in a microwave safe container. I'm just using a measuring cup. Placing that into the microwave, we are going to set that for around 45 seconds to melt. And then next, it's time to crack our eggs open, placing them into a small bowl, and then taking a fork or a whisk, we are going to whisk the eggs just as if you were making scrambled eggs. Pouring that onto our potato mixture. Next, we're going to take our melted butter, stirring it around, making sure there are no lumps in it, and pouring that into our bowl. Now, time to take our pure vanilla extract. We are taking 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoonful, or 4 teaspoons, or 20 milliliters. It's all the same. Time to add our evaporated milk, being sure to shake the can up, and then taking our can opener and popping the top. And now we are measuring out 1 cup of the evaporated milk, and that pouring that into our bowl. Taking one of our rubber spatulas, we are just going to stir that up and blend all those ingredients together. And when you are finished blending those ingredients together, it is going to look something like this. Kind of on the lines of lumpy cake batter or lumpy mashed potatoes. Next, we are measuring out roughly 3/4 of a cup of white sugar, pouring that into our potato mixture, and then folding that in. All right, now the potatoes are done. Now it's time to make the topping. We're going to take our other cube of butter in our same measuring cup, putting it in the microwave for 45 seconds. Next, we're going to take roughly a little more than half a bag of pecans, setting half of them to the side, and I'm taking a knife and I'm just chopping them up. Now, yes, you can definitely buy chopped pecans, or you can use one of those fancy Pampered Chef choppers. I'm just using a knife and a cutting board. So after I finish chopping up all of my pecans, I am placing them into our other mixing bowl. And then measuring out 16 ounces of brown sugar. I like to take 8 ounces at a time, pour it in the bowl, and then taking our other rubber spatula, I am just stirring it up. And then taking our other 8 ounces of brown sugar, I am just blending the rest of that in. All right, now we've measured out a half a cup of self-rising flour. Can you use regular flour? Well, I suppose you could, but the self-rising flour has some salt and some baking powder mixed in with the flour, so that's what the recipe calls for, so that is what I'm using. So I am blending all of those dry ingredients together. Now it's time to add our cube of butter. Now I like to take a little bit at a time, pour it in, and mix it up. And then taking the rest of that melted butter, I am pouring the rest in and just blending everything together. And when you are done, it looks something like this. Now it's time to put it all together. Now next, grab your potato mixture and start spooning it in our 9.5 by 11-inch baking pan, spreading it around just as you would a cake. All right, and when you're done spooning that in, it is going to look something like this. And then now, time for our topping. Spreading it the same way you did the potato mixture. Spreading it from corner to corner. And when you are done putting it together, it will look like this. All right, now that we're done putting it together, it is time to bake our souffle. Now we've set our oven for 350 degrees and I've set my timer for 60 minutes. Now look at that, everyone. This is wonderful. Once you make this, everyone is going to want the recipe. It is amazing. Our topping is nice and browned. It is warm all the way through. You can serve this as dessert. You can serve this with the rest of your holiday meal, just as I did. I have had an extra turkey, so I decided to go ahead and cook the turkey. I couldn't find my turkey roaster, so I went ahead and cooked it in the oven, and it looks like it came out okay. It was very tasty. The buttons pop, the turkey's done. And that, everyone, is the end of our sweet potato souffle video. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My address is at the bottom of your screen. It is vintagetovixen@gmail.com. Or if you wish, you can follow me on any of my social media. It is Vintage to Vixen everywhere. Thank you for watching. Happy holidays. Ciao, everyone. Bye-bye.